Should we do it? Okay. Welcome back to the fence reels.
This episode is about locations, or rather the location, which is Bristol.
We've now only got 10 days left of our Kickstarter campaign, and we've still got a long way to go. So if you could please head over there and donate any amount you can, it'd be really, really helpful. In the meantime, we're going to talk about locations.
Yeah.
For a bit.
To find them, you usually spend like a long period of time on Google Maps. That's like one of the upsides.
Stay in your dressing gown.
Yeah, it's the one of the major pros of modern life. And then you make a list, and then you go and you take some pictures. And 9 out of 10 times, I think I drag Adam out there, and he just hate it all.
They can be misleading though at times, because some of the streets when the Google camera goes down them, there's no cars on them, or like the buildings, no one's put their like brand new extension on, or
it's not always updated. So you find a street that looks pretty like old school, and then you go there and you find out that now there's a leisure centre built on top of everything.
Everything about this seems super suspicious.
Scouting locations can get like quite hairy, because you look like a criminal.
Oh yes, I'm literally going to be seconds. I'm literally just going to put something on that guy's car, and then I'm gone. No worries.
shooting through people's like kitchen windows and stuff. This house looks good, and then someone just like opens a window, and then you just sort of drift away.
You start walking around like usually like quite tight-knit communities. We're obviously like we are not locals, so everybody probably recognises most of the people who live on those streets. Honestly, there's a few times where I pull up, and before I've even got out of the car, like I've seen people looking out of their windows at me, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a tense one.
Oi!
Yeah,
Oi! You're gonna hear it.
The oi. Oi is such a like distinctively British way of like saying hello, but like hello / like I want to start on you. Eventually, like we learned our lesson, and we make like little cards and like pamphlets and things that explain what the project is. Here you go, sir.
Obviously, with filming on locations out in the wild, there becomes problems that sort of come out of nowhere, and yeah, these are a few of like the most ridiculous. Some of the highlights, I guess.
The ridiculous highlights.
Guys, I'm really sorry about this. We're trying to sort this out. Stand by, bear with.
We thought we'd struck gold with a location in Warmley, which was a pretty much derelict street, which had about 8 or 10 houses on it, which worked perfectly for the film and didn't have anybody in them. The building company told us that they were pretty happy to let us film there, and we could adjust the buildings if we wanted to. We could paint them or change the doors and stuff, so it's great. And then they said, oh, you don't want to go on the grass though, do you? You don't want to do any gardening, do you?
We needed to mow the lawns and like tidy them up because they looked like they'd been abandoned for years. All overgrown. They were essentially just a big fly tip, so we needed to clear them out.
Which obviously we didn't think would be a problem, but it turned out to be a huge problem, because there were slow worms resting in the area. It was their mating season, and according to the local ecologists, you're not allowed to touch or disturb or go anywhere near those legless lizards.
In fairness, that's totally cool, but and it's normally not an issue, because who wants to use a disgusting overgrown fly tip site, and do it up?
We do.
We do.
Of all the things you think you're going to run into whilst filmmaking, I definitely didn't have snakes down as an issue, like a foreseeable issue.
And watch out for them.
Gotta watch out for those legless lizards.
Yeah.
So they stopped us filming pretty much a lot of what we wanted to film on what we thought was an absolutely perfect street.
We also planned to do a really key night scene, a really exciting night scene on that same street. It worked really well. We planned everything there. And about 3 or 4 weeks before we were due to shoot there, just suddenly one day there was this giant blue shipping container dumped in the middle of our scene, just like
3 tons,
Yeah.
30-foot long, plonk.
panic
The
mode
action.
kicks in. We're trying to like figure out what we're gonna do. Like, how are we gonna shoot around this thing?
Yeah. Can the characters? Can he be leaning against this cargo container? Maybe I can just write in a bright blue cargo container.
Yeah. And someone bursts out of it, and, like, ambushes them. Like,
I was like, can we add it is bright blue? That's easy to just digitally remove.
Yeah.
Isn't it? There's a bit of blue
perfect
screen.
chroma key like tone. Like the day before we were
Day
due to shoot
before.
there, it was still there.
The day before.
Come on. We're supposed to be shooting here tomorrow. Like, it's not gone. It's like, and yeah, Mark did a stellar job, and he was just like, trust me,
It'll be gone.
It'll be gone.
It'll be gone.
And like, it's an hour before we're due to shoot, like, set up there, the day we're shooting, and it's still there. And amazingly, Mark somehow made this wagon appear and just like scooped this crate out of the set. And another one was
The field we wanted to film in.
field scene.
Scouted the location maybe like 2 or 3 days before. Everything looks good. It's fine. And then bam! Like
Yeah.
you turn up, and honestly, it was like 60 feet in length and about 8 foot high, steaming pile of manure. I can't believe it.
It was the most unnatural looking thing, wasn't it? Oh,
It's
the
like a-
abyss of poo.
It's like a T-Rex. It just
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
nuts. A whole
Yeah,
gang
yeah.
of them had just dumped all over the scene. No one's safe.
Filmmaking doesn't really line up with reality in the real world. What you're doing is so weird. It isn't in sync with people's day-to-day lives. Like, you think, why is a farmer dumping like poo in the middle of my scene? And it's like, that's because he needs to put the poo there, and that's what they do, and that's not a problem on
Yeah.
a day-to-day basis for
Anyone.
the vast majority of the world. But like,
Yeah,
for
what-
you, it's just the film is everything. It's like your entire world. It's like you just think like, why did he do this? Like, what did he not know?
So that's hey. So that's locations. So that's some of the unexpected issues and the sort of hazards associated with locations and trying to film on locations. I hope it's been an interesting insight.
It's a 2 in the afternoon kind of place. Where you want to rock up. We'll rock up about, 1 o'clock, get everything sort of set up.
just after lunch.
Yeah, just do the scene on full stomach. 2 in the afternoon, just let it settle. Sun will be looking toasty over there.
Thank you as always for taking the time to watch our videos. We really appreciate it, and keep an eye out for the next one.